Alright, well, the day has come. We've got our Stens replacement head gasket. You guys can see it's got this crimped metal area here, which is what the OEM gasket looks like. So I prefer spending a little bit more money and getting a better head gasket. But we've got our fake granite flat stone, and we've got our head, and we've got 600 grit paper, got it sprayed down, and I'm just going to commence to leveling the head. And quite simply, just sit here and bore you guys to tears, or just bore myself to tears, until this 3/1000 feeler gauge will no longer go under that head. Then we can stick it back on the engine with the head gasket, of course, and run it over and see what kind of compression numbers we come up with. I'll be happy with 80 psi with the compression release. If I can get it to spin over the compression release, that would be ideal. But I don't know if I have enough battery amperage to get it to spin that fast or not. We'll certainly give it a try though. So while I'm sitting here doing this, you guys can wait for just that instant flash of me coming back and this head being leveled and ready. So I hope I showed you that well enough. Just gonna sit here and then I'll reverse. I'm just going to keep on going, nice even pressure around the whole thing until I get that thing level. So I'll let you guys know how long it takes. Right now it is 1:30 p.m. Had to make a little run. I'll show you guys that stuff after a bit. But anyway, see you in a flash. I'll show you 5 minutes of progress here. We're still a little low here, or high here, depending on how you look at it. But you can see we're taking quite a bit off here, and also over here. So apparently the head warped diagonally, but where we blew out was right here. So we turn that over with this area right here, which is close to that area, which really heated that up. And then of course over here where the spark plug's at, we heated it up here. So heating it on the diagonal has pulled it this way. So this is the plane on this side that I'm taking down to meet with these. So you see paper's turning gray, so I'm taking just the tiniest little bit. 6,000 or 600 grit, that's not much. It's a better finish than what was on it with the machine finish. I'm gonna keep going. Alright, we're ready to check it. Just clean the fake granite off. Abrasive paper still didn't touch here, and it still didn't touch here, but that doesn't mean that I didn't take it down enough in these other areas to get the head within spec. So let's give her a test. Let's check her out. Where we're worried about it passing through would be here and here. So be right here and right here. Let's see what we've got. No pass through. And no pass through. Just because, we'll go ahead and go around the rest of it, but that obviously is sitting just fine. I'll turn it around here, get that other side. It is not going through. So we are level enough that we can go ahead and assemble this engine, see what we can do for compression. So let's get that done. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I powered it on. I went through all that and did not hit the record button. Gotta love when you do that. Alright, they're just cinched down. They're not torqued yet. I have the torque wrench right here, ready to torque everything down. I'm going to actually do it right. Spec is between 45 and 55 foot-pounds, and there is a pattern, okay? And that pattern is, see your spark plug? You got these 3 bolts right by your spark plug, okay? Your spark plug. Pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, again, 45 to 55 foot-pounds, and that is with oiled bolts, oiled studs. Okay, lubricate the fastener threads with engine oil. So I'm going to get that done. We'll come back and we'll do a compression test. Alright, I can already tell just by the way it's acting, it's not going to have real high compression. And that is most likely because of our intake valve. I'm sure our clearances are way off, so that's what we'll delve into next on this. Is checking the clearances on those, and I'm sure they're out of whack, because we all saw how that intake valve was just flopping around. Now with the decompression release, I would have liked to have seen 80-ish PSI, but I really don't think we're going to get that. It doesn't sound like it's got it. Yeah, we just moved up to, when we first tested, we had nothing. Now we moved up to 20 PSI. So head gasket help just a skosh, just a tiny little bit. So the next thing we'll do is pull the cover off, and we will check our valves and our valve stem to tap it and see what our clearances are there. Of course, we'll get the carburetor out of the way and all that stuff, but that'll be on the next part, because I got to get into the house. And before I get into the house, I went to Harbor Freight the other day, and I was jonesing for one of these Famdancy lift carts that everyone keeps telling me I need to get. And well, Harbor Freight was sold out of them, completely sold out. So because they were sold out, I didn't get one. So I was watching on Facebook Marketplace. Lo and behold, a 500-pound one showed up for $100. Yeah, so I grabbed it, and it was just used to move stuff at a kettle corn trailer, move stuff around, heavy coolers of ice and stuff like that. And so it's in real nice shape. It does everything it's supposed to do. So I got that, and then kept digging around and came up with this big monstrosity of a hand truck. It's really tall. It's over 5 feet tall. It's really wide, has big pneumatic tires on it, really wide foot guards so that whatever you put on it don't get into the tires. Tires are holding air. Paid $30 for that. Didn't figure that was bad at all, because now when I go to bring wood in for the wood stove, this cute little Coca-Cola guy right here, that was from the Coca-Cola bottling company. Some of you older folks will remember the Coke trucks, where these things were strapped to the backs of the roll-up side Coke trucks, delivery trucks, and I put pneumatic wheels and tires on it. It did just have, you know, just your basic ordinary hard rubber tires on it. So that can go bye-bye, and we've got that big heavy one. And then some really weird stuff popped up. You guys are gonna laugh. Get to where we've got a decent bit of light here. Okay, now first things first, before we open this box, that's the top. Before we open that box, let's look here. What does that say? Caution, radioactive. All right. And lab safety supply. Boots. Little booties put over your shoes. What's all that about? Wait a minute, we got something else down here. Yeah, some really big heavy casters too. Big heavy swivel casters. 450 pound load rated each, and they all 4 swivel. I'll find something good for those. Got 20 bucks for all 4 of them. Couldn't beat that. And got some large gloves, and I think out in the truck. Oh, and then I got a static microphone. I just thought it was neat. What'd I give for that? I have $5 for that. It's just something different. I like to have different stuff hanging in the shop, you know. And that's definitely different. I think I left something in this side box here. Let's get it open, take a look and see what that was. Really weird stuff. Okay, the other orange thing that you saw, that was bags. Radioactive bags for contaminated waste. You guys see a pattern here? Do you see a pattern? A radioactive pattern. And then protective goggles and some more gloves. Okay. And we'll get to that box. Don't worry, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Just hang on. Just hang on. And we have this. So what's this? It's the radioactive radiation protection suit. Are you with me yet? Do you know what's in that box yet? I'd say put your guesses down there in the comments, but it's just nuts. I'm just going to show you. Maybe. Yeah, I'll go ahead and show you. It actually came from Indiana Department of Civil Defense. And this whole box, and it weighs, oh, probably 7 or 8 pounds, was only $2.16 to ship. Wouldn't you like to have shipping that was that low again? Okay. Yeah. This interesting little guy right here is something that you would wear and then in the event of radiation it would let you know, hey, it's a radiation detector. So if this thing did something funky, you knew it was time to go the other way. So it's a radiation detector. You guys figured out what's in that box yet? Well, let's see. We've got a speaker with an on and off switch, a stuck on and off switch. This stuff's got to be ancient. It's prevent corrosion, remove all batteries when not in use. I don't know if there's any batteries in there or not. Nope, no batteries in there. So that's good. That's protected. Oh, it's missing the screw. Volume knob. That university sound. Okay. Are we? The color, is the color giving it? Is that giving it away? The radiation detector. That. And why I got it, I have no idea. But I couldn't turn it down because it was silly cheap. So let me get the owner's manuals out here. I'll show you first. Instructional maintenance and maintenance manual. Radiological survey meter. Radiological. It's a Geiger counter. A brand spanking new Geiger counter. Why? Well, why not? Right? just because. That's going to be another something really weird to have hung up in the shop that will just make people wonder what in the world is going on in Zippo's mind. Let's see when this was certified. 1901. Looks like 1970. Calibration. 1970. Holy cow. Isn't that nuts? So yeah, I'm now the proud owner of a Geiger counter. So in the event of some kind of a nuclear holocaust, I'll be able to tell you where the radiation's at. Silly, huh? I'll find a place to hang that up. Just goofy. That's me. That's Zippo. He's got to have that goofy stuff. So, all right. Our head leveling was successful. Our head gasket install went just fine. All that went just the way it should have gone. We still don't have compression. So the next thing we'll go to is the valves over here and see if we can't pull some compression out of the valves. Now we already know the piston's burnt. We don't know how badly the piston's burnt because we've not taken it out yet. But we're going to check the valves. I'm sure the valves are out of spec because, like I said, we saw that one the intake valve without the cam activating it was squirrely, is wanting to spin around. So, and that probably had a lot to, the heat probably had a lot to do with that. So, but there you go. It's starting to get cold in here because I don't have much going on in the wood stove, and I'm gonna shut her down for now. But that was Kohler head leveling and new head gasket installed and torqued to spec, and we pushed roughly 20 psi, just a itty bit more than what we did before doing any of this. So we'll continue on the next one. We'll pull the carburetor and coiling the carburetor off, everything over here, so that we can get to the crank or the valve springs, and we'll check our clearances there. I'm betting they're going to be pretty tight, if not just flat out touching. So, and then we'll break out the Van Dorn and clean those up, stick it back together, and try another compression test. Remember, we're doing as little as possible to this now as it's going to take to get the engine running. So, friendly neighborhood Zippo, appreciate each and every one of you hanging out in the Zippo shop with me today, and I promise you I will be on the next one. If you like this type of content, give me one of those thumbs ups. You never know, you may need me to keep you protected from radiation. Alright, if you didn't like it, 2 thumbs down is fine with me. Consider subscribing if you're not, and I'll see you on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.